President Trump has certainly shaken up traditional diplomacy. Often it's by bringing business leaders in the role that politicians would play. Foreign affairs correspondent Amy Kellogg joins us with more on that. Amy, good morning to you. That, of course, we're talking about Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff, the job they did in the Middle East. What's the latest?
And there's another name that you may not have heard of. That is Mossad Boulos, who is Tiffany Trump's father-in-law. He is Lebanese as well as being American. He's got a lot of business in Africa, and he apparently is the man that all African leaders, I've been told, are lining up to see, because he is the White House senior advisor on Arab and African affairs. And I sat down with him in Rome last week and asked him, and on the subject of all of this businessman diplomacy, real estate guys doing deals where diplomats usually do, I asked him what he and Witkoff and Kushner bring to the table.
But sometimes you need somebody who comes in with a fresh outlook, who is not so probably, deeply involved in the day-to-day bureaucratic aspect of administrations and administrative matters. So they're more focused on problem solving, on especially when it comes to conflict resolution. And they come from the business background is all about taking immediate corrective measures.
I also asked Boulos what the U.S. is planning to do to combat the massive influence of China and Russia in Africa. China, of course, building sometimes substandard infrastructure projects, leaving strings attached and African countries in debt, and Russia destabilizing, spreading misinformation in Africa and malign influence down there. And he said that that the U.S. is looking very hard to try to propose a different way for African countries with better corporate standards. Here's what he had to say about U.S. policy in Africa.
From his policy has shifted from aid to trade, and I've been saying as well that the African continent does not need charity. The African continent is a continent that is quite rich, not just in natural resources, and they're quite abundant, but also in their human resources, and it's a growing continent.
And finally, there's terrorism to combat in Africa. There are conflicts going on, including the one between the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda, and that's one that Trump claims to have solved. In effect, there is a deal in place that the U.S. is shepherding along, and eventually, what they hope to come from that, another sort of benefit from that, wait for it, would be a rare earths mineral deal, which Mossad Boulos said is being close to being finalized.
It will facilitate the entry of numerous U.S. companies and like-minded companies to go into the DRC and invest in this huge sector, and very important and very strategic sector, with the aim of shipping those minerals west towards the United States.
I think what the bottom line is, what the U.S. is hoping to do is be a good corporate citizen in Africa. Obviously, investments there will have benefits in the United States if all works out, but also the hope is that they will help Africa develop its own businesses, infrastructure, even be part of that rare mineral supply chain to a greater degree. So that is what they're really hoping to do in Africa. The team, which includes a lot of great career diplomats working together with Boulos, but really it's about building partnerships in Africa. That is what they're aiming to do.